So today's discussion, we are going to have in today's discussion the installation part, how to install a single node Hadoop cluster. Here we are going to make use of the tool VMware Workstation. In our previous class itself, what we have discussed is how to create a virtual machine. In our previous class, we have discussed about how to create a virtual machine using this VMware Workstation. And the agenda for today's session is we are going to discuss about, also in our previous class had given you a overall view of how to do what are all the sequence of steps to perform the installation of a single node Hadoop. Okay, so as I told, in terms of this installation has been concerned, we can make an installation using a single node cluster or a multi-node cluster. If it is a single node cluster, so here within a single computer, we want to create a single computer. In that computer, we need to install JDK 1.7. We need to install Ubuntu, that's a needed operating system. We need to install SSH for server and client. We need to go for this key generation to authenticate yourself as a legitimate user. You need to install and configure Hadoop, and you under this case you need to come across 7 configuration files. So these are all the things that you need to do on a single computer itself. Here, while creating a VM, we have created a VM with 4 microprocessor and 4 GB of RAM memory with 20 GB of hard disk in our previous discussion to accommodate this requirement. Whereas this environment what we are here going to learn is only for learning purpose. We can't make use of this single node cluster in a production environment. So this is a multi-node cluster. Here we have a separate computer as a name node. We have a separate computer, a secondary name node. We may have a separate computer, job tracker, and we may have multiple computers called data nodes and task tracker. We may have multiple data nodes up to that. This is the production environment. This is the environment where we need to establish, where we are going to work with. You can establish this multi-node cluster once again using this VMware. We can make use of in a real time, we can make use of cloud computing for this purpose, and our curriculum deals with how to make use of, how to create, how to configure a multi-node cluster using Amazon Web Services. Okay, that is the second part of our establishing a multi-node after from a VMware. Also, we can also establish this cluster, multi-node cluster using distributions like Cloudera and Hortonworks. That is also possible. Okay, first we are going to discuss about how to install a single node Hadoop cluster for our learning purpose using the above said virtual machine that we have created. In our last class, we have created the following virtual machine. Okay, so we have created a virtual machine. What's the name of the machine? I think so, Hadoop single node. This is the workstation where VMware Workstation Pro. Here we have created a Hadoop Ubuntu machine with 4 GB memory and 4 processors. So this machine is configured with step 1, that is you have created a machine with Ubuntu. So here choose the machine and click on power on this virtual machine. The virtual machine will start. சொன்ன அந்த லிக்விட் மட்டும் முக்க திரும்பணும் அந்த கடையில். Okay, power on the virtual machine. It will start the virtual.
Sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt here.
Yes,
I mean, I tried to download the VMware Workstation Pro of version number 11 actually today. I was, asked for user ID and password actually.
Yes.
So,
I will share.
yeah, we need.
I will share you once today's session has been over. I will share you a link.
Okay.
Which you can download VMware
Okay.
Foundation 11 along with the cracked ID. I will give you a cracked key. Okay,
Oh,
here
okay.
at the
Okay,
time
okay.
of creating Ubuntu, we have given the username as
Uh-huh.
Hadoop and password also Hadoop. You type Hadoop as a password.
Okay. Sir, in such case, mine is actually Windows 10 actually. So this won't get affected, right?
Please, ma'am, please wait a while, ma'am.
No, no, no. Mine is actually Windows 8. So you want me to change it into Ubuntu? The OS must be of Ubuntu actually. It's not definite, right? Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any question? Yeah, call from Sundar sir. Okay. The reason behind the
Oh, okay. Okay. Sir, is that mandatory that I should have Ubuntu? It's not like that, right? Because I am actually holding Windows 10 right now.
no,
So,
you can't have a Windows. Even though you can create your cluster using Windows 10, in real
okay.
time, out of 100 cluster, 98 cluster will be on Linux only.
Oh, okay, okay.
Also, because the advantage of going for Hadoop is being it is a open source, the best suited to work
Mm-hmm.
Linux platform, not on Windows. Windows is
Okay,
also support for
fine.
Windows from Hadoop 2.x, not on Hadoop 1.x.
Oh, okay, okay.
Even if you have a Windows 10,
Uh,
don't worry about on top of it you can install VMware. I know my laptop is also equipped with the Windows 10 OS. We are
okay.
having
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, sir. Okay then. Okay then.
Yes, Sikandar sir. This noise is from Lalita ma'am's. Now I got muted. Now I think that is okay now. Okay, what we did in our previous session is we have created a virtual machine, step one, and we have installed along with during the creation of virtual machine, we created a virtual machine with the following configuration with 4 microprocessor, 4 GB of RAM, and minimum 20 GB of hard disk, under which we have installed Ubuntu. So while installing Ubuntu, it prompts us for a username and password, and the username and password that we have assigned is username Hadoop, password Hadoop. Username Hadoop, password Hadoop. Okay, so that's what that we have did in our previous session. Now we have landed in a graphical users interface screen. Okay, this is a guide screen of our Ubuntu. So we want to move on to this command line interface. Okay, you want to move on to command line interface. So for that, what you can do is you just simply type Control Alt plus T to let you a terminal window. Control Alt plus T to get it from this guide mode to this command line interface. Please type Control plus Alt key plus T. T stands for a terminal. Control Alt and T will take you to the command mode. Okay, this is your command prompt. Being you logged in as a Hadoop user, as we have already discussed, in terms of user has been concerned, we have 3 types of users. One is root user, then second one is system user, and third one is normal or end user. Normal user or otherwise called as end user. A root user is one who alone will got all administrative privileges. He is the administrator of the entire system. Okay, system users are nothing but your daemons. The background process running on the operating system has been termed as system user. We can't have, we won't have, we couldn't have any control on this root user and the system user. So here what we can do is we can create a normal user, and the user that we have created Hadoop comes under normal user. So from the prompt where you have logged in, you can able to identify so under which user you got logged in. If you have logged in as a root user, your prompt will be hash prompt. If you have logged in as a normal user, your prompt will be $prompt. It can make a check here. Being you logged in as a, please wait or one. You logged in as a normal user, here you have a $prompt. This is the username that you have logged in. This is the host name of your computer. Please make a note. The user that we have logged in is normal user. Okay, so here this is the username and this is the host name. Your computer can be addressable either by using a host name or by using a IP address. Okay, here if you simply type a host name here, it will let you know the host name of your computer. Host name, you can find that it is Ubuntu. The host name. To find this IP address, if config. If it is if config, you can find the IP address of your computer. Okay, so this is the IP address. 192.168.88.162 is the IP address. We have a separate session to let you know the networking concept behind that. IP address, networking address and mask and the host address, everything will have a separate session. We just make a note. Here the thing that you have logged in, Hadoop stands for your user, Hadoop stands for your username, and Ubuntu stands for your host name of your computer to which you connected with. Okay. If you type this pwd, present working directory is one of the command will let you know under which path you got connected. So pwd, present working directory. So if you take Linux, here if you have Windows, you are aware that you can partition your drive into C drive, D drive, E drive, etc., etc. Okay, so under which you have directory, you have a subdirectory, you can organize all your files here. Whereas in case of Linux, everything need to be organized under this slash. Okay, this is the entry point under which you have several things. You may have a etc folder, you may have a sys folder, you may have a system related information, you may have a temp, you may have a home. Okay, so under home folder, what are all the users currently associated with the server? For example, in this case, we have Hadoop user. If we have another user Raman, there may be another user. Okay, once you make a login using this username and password, you will be taken to this location under /home/Hadoop. Okay, under /home under /Hadoop, you will be taken to the location. Here only all the data associated with this user Hadoop will be stored here. What are all the data that is generated by user Hadoop will be stored here, and this location has been named as user's home path, user's home directory. You may call user's home directory. Please make a note. So if you type pwd, it will land you in the user's home directory. Okay, so if you type pwd, it being you are in a Hadoop, logged in as a Hadoop, it will landed in a home/Hadoop. Okay, this is your user's home directory. Now let me make a check. ls is, we have a separate session for Linux. You just up. So what we are going to discuss. ls will list you all the things. On the day itself, what we did, the step 1, we need to once this create a VM and install Hadoop on top of it. Okay, create a VM and install Ubuntu. Yes, we have completed this task. And log in with the above said username password. It will land in a prompt. Here what you need to do, you want to issue this command sudo apt-get update. Here the command is apt-get update. Why you issue this sudo? So here this update, what it will do is, this is your computer. Okay, this is my computer where I configured this Hadoop. Under I was under /home and /Hadoop. So under which I have Ubuntu. So imagine that I had downloaded this Ubuntu around January 2017. This is your Ubuntu repository which is in US. Okay, this is your Ubuntu repository. Being a Ubuntu is a open source. Being Ubuntu is a open source, several people may have contributed a lot of things. Okay, each and every day, those community peoples may face with some problem. They report the problem to this developing group, and they will develop some patches. They will develop some new packages, and those patches and packages may be updated here in the Ubuntu repository. So yes, sir, I will give you the document. Okay, I will give you the document. You just observe what is. I will send you the document after today's session. So here, the Ubuntu, I downloaded this Ubuntu on January 27. Now it is March 27. In the meantime of these 2 months, there may be several patches. It may be security patches. It may be some BIOS related patches, CMOS patches. Those patches might have been developed. They might have developed some new packages, and those things may be uploaded in the Ubuntu repository. Okay, so our system may be lagging in those patches and packages. So what I need to do, so once I issue this command apt-get update, my system will make a connection with this Ubuntu repository, and it will download the needed patches and packages which is not at all present in my machine. This is my local machine. Okay, this is my local machine. On top of it, I am going to configure my Hadoop single node, and this is the repository associated with Ubuntu, which is loaded with these needed patches and packages. Okay, once I issue this apt-get update, it will make a connection. This command need an internet connection. This command will need an internet connection. Once I make an update, okay, so this will make a connection with the repository and will make a check what is not present in my local machine in terms of the patches and packages, and it will download and configure all the patches and packages associated with them. Okay, for doing this, you need a root user privilege. Being you logged in as a normal user, to get a root user privilege, you want to prefix this command using sudo. If you prefix any command with sudo option, for that time being, you will be assigned a root user privilege. Then you may have a question in your mind. So all the command which was executable by root user, a normal user can able to execute by simply prefix it using sudo? The answer is no. There is a file by name etc sudoers. There is a file by name etc sudoers. Under that file, your name should have been included. Okay, that's the key thing. Under this file, who can access this etc file? Only a root user alone can access the file. A root user alone can access the file. The root user alone can add a user. The root user alone can add a user. Okay. So if your username has been added in this etc sudo ers file, then that user alone can make use of this sudo option. Then that user alone can make use of a sudo option. Okay, I'm making sense with my presentation, please. So this is your command. apt-get update your command. Sudo will let you assign a root privilege for executing this command. Okay. Yes, good. Now we perform this update. Okay, let me perform this update. Then the password is Hadoop. The command is, let me make it clear, clear clear. The command is sudo apt-get update. It prompts you for a password. The password is Hadoop. You can make a check here. It make a connection with this us.archive.ubuntu and it will download the needed things. Needed patches, security patches, BIOS related patches. What are all the things that your system is missing will be downloaded. Chair neat up. நல்ல chair. 3 பேர் வருவாங்க உட்கார. மிச்சதே இருக்குங்க போட்டு. நல்ல chair மட்டும். ஏங்க வரிசையா 4 சேர போட்டு உள்ள தள்ளி விட்டுருங்க. மிச்ச சேர் உள்ள தள்ளி விட்டுருங்க. Yes, now we have performed the update command, and after that what I need to do is I need to install Java. I need to install Java. The command to install Java is sudo apt-get install openjdk -7-jdk. இந்த புதுசா போடுங்க உடனே உட்கார்ந்தாங்க தாங்க இந்த மாதிரி இந்த sudo apt-get install openjdk -7jdk. If you want to install jdk 1.8, here -8, that's all. Again, this will make a connection with this Java repository and it will download and configure Java. Okay, so I will show this command. Sudo apt என்ன சொல்றேன் இந்த மிச்ச சேரை இங்க போட்டுருங்க சவுத் ஒட்டி 4 சேரை போட்டுருங்க அதுக்காக sudo apt-get install open jdk -7-jdk. Okay, so now it will install Java. Again it will download from the repository, the open source repository of Ubuntu. இந்த சேரை வீட்டு where Java will be downloaded. Your Java by default will be loaded under the following location: under user lib under JVM Java. Under user lib JVM you have this OpenJDK. Okay, I will let you know. Here, this is the location where your Java will be installed by default. Correct. சுடுது கீழே கீழே விழுந்துருவாங்க 3 சேர். It took roughly within 4 to 5 minutes. Now Java. Okay, you can make a check. Java space -version. Now JDK 1.7 has been configured. Java JDK 1.7. Okay, so you can make a check where it was. Here you just click on this browser and it go to this computer. Okay, go to this computer, go to user, go to lib, go to JVM. Here you can find Java-7 OpenJDK-AMD64, under which you can find a bin folder. The bin folder will contain all the executables. Okay, this is the location where you find the Java. User lib JVM, under JVM you have Java-7 OpenJDK-AMD64. Yours may be different. Okay, if you are running a 32-bit version, here instead of AMD64 it will be i386. Please make a note, sir. Please make a note. The location: user lib JVM Java-7 OpenJDK. This is the location. Properties, go with the property. So this is the location where you have configured Java. Okay, this is called as Java's home path. This is called as Java's home path. You need to specify this Java's home path under the following file: under Hadoop hyphen environment.sh file. Also under your .basrc file. You want to specify the Java's home path. Okay, under the following file. So under Hadoop hyphen environment.sh file, under .basrc file, where this file will be present. Your Hadoop hyphen environment.sh file will be present under the following location. Under home, under Hadoop, you have a Hadoop configure. You have Hadoop hyphen 1.2.1, under which you have a folder by name conf. So under that you will find this file. Hadoop hyphen environment.sh file will be present under the location, whereas your basrc file will be under /home/Hadoop. For each and every user you will be having a basrc file. Under home, under Hadoop, you can find this basrc file. Okay, please make a note of this location. So you need to put this entry of Java underscore home under the following two files. I will make a check with this. Okay, so if you want to check whether Java properly configured, you go and make a check with this. So here, come up with this home path. Under home path, you may find that we have already downloaded Hadoop. So that is a Hadoop 1.2.1.tar.gz. Then after untar it, you find this Hadoop hyphen 1.2.1. Okay, double click. You can have a corner folder. Under corner folder, you can find all these things. You have a folder by name Hadoop hyphen environment.sh. Right click, open with gedit. You can find this is the location where you need to specify. You export Hadoop underscore home equal to, there is a default location. You want to override this with our requirement. Okay, so under home you want to specify the path. The next file, again the file is under home. So here you can't find the .basrc file, also because being it is a hidden file, it is a system file. You need to click Control H to reveal your .basrc. Okay, this is your .basrc. Right click, open with gedit. Under dot, at the end of the line, you need to specify here. Okay, at the end of the line, you need to specify the Java's home path. So let me specify here. Export, the command is export. You want to be careful with this case. Export Java underscore home equal to user lib JVM. This is the path where you have Java. Copy, go with, you simply paste. Okay, you have Java's home path. Also, what you need to do here, you need to configure your Hadoop home path also. Okay, where you have configured Hadoop, export Hadoop underscore homes equal to slash home slash Hadoop slash Hadoop hyphen 1.2.1. This is the location where you have configured Hadoop. Okay. Also, what you need to do here is you want to export the class path. Export path equals dollar path colon dollar Hadoop underscore home slash bin. Bin need to be in small case. Colon again dollar Java underscore home slash bin. Okay. So these three entries, please make a note of this. Java's home path, Hadoop's home path, and class path, which let us need to specify the bin folder of Hadoop and bin folder of Java need to be specified at the last line of your .bash RC file. Once you make the entry, please save. Okay. Am I making sense with my presentation? Do you have any doubt? Balamurugan sir, Jayakant and Lalita ma'am, Sikandar Sundar, please let me know in case of any clarification up to now. What we did so far is we have created a VM, we have configured Ubuntu on top of it, and we have installed a Java, we performed the update, and finally we have in our previous class itself we have downloaded Hadoop. So for those who wouldn't able to attend the previous class, I will let you know where to download Hadoop. You go for Google and download Hadoop. So here this is the location hadoop.apache.org releases. Click on here. This is the current version 3.0.0. Then you can download from a mirror site. Click on mirror site. We can get it from any mirror site. Yes. So click on Hadoop 1.2.1. This is the file that you need to download. Hadoop 1.2.1 simply right click and copy the link address. Come back again here. Okay. So come back again for your dollar prompt. The command is wget. Simply paste the link address. That's all. This is the command to download Hadoop. Wget stands for webget. What you need to do, you want to specify, okay, you want to specify in the command prompt. That's all. This command need to be executed here. Okay, the command that is listed here need to be executed here. Okay, we have already discussed in our previous session. Once Hadoop has been downloaded, it will be in a Hadoop -1.2.1 tar.gz. You want to make a untar. Tar stands for tape archive, gz stands for zip file. Then if you untar this, that you will get a folder by name Hadoop -1.2.1. The command to untar is, yes, it will be present in the install document. Already this was discussed in our previous session which we had on last Sunday, but I think so you was found to be absent on the day. The command is tar hyphen xvf. You just specify the full path. Okay. Hadoop hyphen 1.2.1 dot tar dot gz. Okay, once you issue this, it will be untarred and you will get the folder. Okay, that's the folder that we are looking here. Hadoop 1.2.1. Okay, under that Hadoop 1.1, you find these configuration files. Okay, so this is what that you need to do up to now. Okay, create a VM, perform an update, install the JDK. Then we have then after that what you need to do, you want to configure your SSH. Sudo apt hyphen get install open SSH hyphen server. This is the command that it will let you install this open SSH server. Okay. Sudo apt hyphen get install open ssh hyphen server. Once again, you need a net connection to work with this command. Yes, that's good. Within a minute, it will
Sir?
cover. Yes,
Hello?
yes, ma'am. Please.
Hello?
Yeah, yes, I'm audible.
Sir, actually, I just have a doubt, sir. This is a general doubt, which is not pertained to, what I have taught now.
Yeah,
Sir, if, if these software, say, Hadoop as well as VM Station, all these things are actually open source software. So
VMR
anybody
is
can
not a
download
open
at any
source.
point of time.
Ma'am, VMR is not a
Sorry,
open source.
sorry.
You need to pay for that. You need to get a
Okay,
evaluation
okay.
copy, which you can make use of for 2 to 3 months. But I am going to share to you a cracked version of your VM.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, my general doubt is, if you just take the Hadoop,
Yeah,
Hadoop is, it is open-ended software actually. So, how would the Apache Foundation will get the revenue if everyone, if the Hadoop version which we download is for free, and everyone will be able to download that completely? Then, what would be the revenue for the Apache Foundation? How would they mint the money out of
what is
these
the
software?
significant going for open source? Open source means it should be free and it should be
Free only,
usable.
of course.
Here comes the role of distribution. We have discussed about the
Oh,
distributions, Cloudera, Hot and Works. So you know Linux is a open source. Okay, Linux is a open source.
oh, okay.
Then we have from Linux,
Yeah.
we have Ubuntu, we have CentOS. Linux was a open source,
Hmm,
and we have company, we have Ubuntu, we have CentOS,
hmm,
we have Red Hat.
hmm,
These are all distributions.
hmm.
What they did, they downloaded the open source and they built some new features on top of it to facilitate the easy user interaction, and they release under their
Okay.
own name. If you have a stuff of performing a coding, you can download this Linux kernel. You can add some new features on top of it without affecting the base architecture of Linux. You can release own Linux, Lalita Linux, under your name. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to
Okay.
use this Ubuntu, you can download free.
Mhm.
You can use it. But in case if you get caught with any error, if you need a support for that, you
Hmm.
need to pay. Here is the revenue part.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Similarly,
Okay.
this
Okay, sir.
Hadoop framework, which was developed by this
Oh,
Apache Open Source Foundation, YSF,
okay.
you can download Hadoop and you can make use of for your purpose. But here comes distributions like Cloudera, Hot and Works,
Okay. Okay.
MapR. There are hundreds of distributions like Linux. Okay, Amazon's EMR,
Hmm. Hmm.
Elastic MapReduce. So if you want to make use of Cloudera, yes, that's free. But if you need a support, you need to pay
Hmm.
for Cloudera. This is the way where they can get the needed revenue. Yes,
Okay.
yes, good.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, okay, SSK server is also okay. Now the next part of our discussion is we are going to configure a key, security key, using which you are going to be authenticated as a legitimate user. Okay. So the command is ssh-keygen. Here you should not prefix it with the sudo ssh-keygen. It will generate two keys. Okay. This command will let you generate two keys. One is id underscore rsa.pub. The another one is id underscore rsa. So this key we can call it as a public key, and this key we may call it as a private key. What's the reason behind generating this key? To make you authenticate as a legitimate user. I think so you may have access to your locker, bank locker. So the bank locker consists of two keys. One key will be retained by the manager of your bank. Another key will be given to the corresponding user. So if you want to make access to your locker, you need to insert both the keys. Imagine the key managed by manager is a public key and the key given to user is a private key. How the user is authenticated that he is a legitimate user? If he possesses the key, then he may be recognized as an authenticated person. Similarly, you have your name node. In your cluster, you have your secondary name node. You have your job tracker. You have multiple data nodes. Okay, you have hundreds of data nodes in your cluster. So if you start the cluster, you need a credentials to log in to name node, secondary name node, data node, etc. You need a credentials, username and password. So for that, what you need to do, you need to generate the key, and the key, public key, need to be copied under a name called as authorized underscore keys. Authorized underscore keys. Once it is copied under the name, and it will be stored under the following location: /home /hadoop .ssh, under which this file need to be present. If a file was present under the name and the following location of the user will be considered as a authenticated user, and without asking a username and password, this user will be recognized as a legitimate user, and it will allow the user to log in into any computer in the cluster. That's the reason why we need to generate this key. Okay, so I have generated the key. Simply type enter, enter, enter. That's all. The key is generated. Okay. SSH-keygen. You please make a note here. You should not issue a prefix. Everything is okay up to now. We have installed Ubuntu. We have performed an update. Step 1, we have created VM with Ubuntu, and we have performed update, and we have installed Java, and we have installed SSH server, and we have generated this key, SSH keygen. What you need to do, you want to copy the key. The command is sudo SCP. SCP stands for secure copy /home /hadoop. This is the user dot ssh. You have id underscore rsa.pub. This is the key that is generated. You want to copy the key. This is the target in which you want to copy /home /hadoop dot ssh / the name of the file should be authorized underscore keys. Okay, please make a note. I am going to execute this command. So you can find this key. Okay, currently you are under /home /home /hadoop. It's complete. /home /hadoop. You are under the location. You can make a check whether this command generated the needed key. Okay, under home you have a .ssh folder. Under .ssh folder you can find id underscore rsa.pub. Okay, so you can find this key. You need to copy the key. Okay, the command is sudo scp /home /hadoop /.ssh /id underscore rsa.pub /home /hadoop /.ssh /authorized underscore keys. Okay, sudo scp /home /hadoop ssh id underscore rsa.pub home hadoop ssh authorized underscore keys. Yes, okay, good. Now you can make a check whether the thing that you have did so far is working fine or not by simply typing ssh space localhost. It need to land you without asking a password. Yes, good. Yes, we have landed in a dollar prompt without asking a password. So what you have did so far is perfect. This is the way by which you need to get acceptance. So what we have did so far is perfect. Please go through 5 minutes what we have discussed. Thank you. And we have also downloaded and install Hadoop. Wget this Hadoop URL. I just now show where I need to go for, and you want to untar it, tar-xvf this Hadoop 1.2.1 tar.gz. Then what you need to do, you want to populate the 7 configuration files. You want to populate these 7 configuration files. Okay, what are all those files? So I will list you those files. One is Hadoop -environment.sh, under which you need to specify the Java's home path. We have did that. Then we have a core-site.xml file, under which you want to specify the name node's IP address. And second, you have hdfs-site.xml file, under which you want to specify the block replica of your Hadoop cluster. Okay, as I already told that the default block is 3. Since you are using a single node cluster, if it doesn't specify anything, it will look for 3 data node. Being you have only 1 data node, it will result in an error. Therefore, here in this block replica, you need to override using the value 1. And 4, core-site HDFS mapred-site.xml. Under mapred-site.xml, you need to specify name node. You need to specify the job tracker's IP address. And file 5, you have your masters. And under the master, you need to specify the secondary name node's IP address. And under the slave file, you need to specify the data nodes. Okay. And under this bash RC file 7, under the bash RC, you need to specify 3 things: Hadoop home, Java home, and the path. We did this thing. So now we are going to discuss the remaining 3. Okay. So these are all the configuration files. I will share you the needed information along with the documentation. This configuration also will be shared with you. This is the first command, sudo apt-get update. Then this command for installing sudo apt-get install open server. Just a recall. Then we have generated the key and we have copied the key. I will show you. And this is the command sudo apt-get install open JDK for installing Java. Then how to download and configure yesterday itself discussed by using wget. Now we are going to discuss about this configuration file. This is the first file, hadoop-environment.sh. Here you want to specify the Java source path. This is the Java export Java_home equal to userlib jvm Java-sound open JDK -amd64. Okay, so this is the path that you need to specify. This is not needed. Okay, so the second point is not needed. First you want to type the Java_home in the Hadoop environment.sh file. Then second file that you need to configure is core-site.xml. Under the file you need to specify 2 properties. One, you want to specify the IP address of your name node. 2, you want to create a temporary directory to store the data associated with the name nodes. Okay, at the time of formatting, at the time of starting up the cluster, some temporary data will be generated and we need a location to store the data. Then that directory, you should create a temporary directory. You can assign any name. Here the directory created here is home, under home, under Hadoop, being our username is Hadoop, under Hadoop, we create a folder by name temp data. It is any name. It is not mandatory that you should create a temporary data under this location. Even you can create a TMP, DIR, whatever may be the name, whatever may be the location. Here in this example, we have created under home, under Hadoop. This example uses a username Ubuntu. So here in our example, the name need to be, by being our username is Hadoop, home Hadoop temp data. These are all the 2 things that you need to create in core-site.xml. Okay, you just what you need to do, I will share the file. You just make a copy from property to end property. So, and you paste it in the core icon site. That's all. Here you want to ensure that whether you have a Hadoop. I will make a change and I will share the updated thing. Then this is the value, file system dot default name. This is the first property. This is the second property. HDFS colon localhost. Here instead of localhost, you can need to type the IP address of your name node. So it is a single node, local host is permitted. If you want to do this configuration in a multi-node, in this case you want to specify the IP address of the computer that you wish to assign as a name node. Okay, here you just follow this local. This is the port number in which the name node is listening, 54310. Okay, so you can either have a IP address or either you can have a local host or even you can have a host name. A computer name can be assigned here. If you assign a host name, then you should have an entry under two files, etc host and under etc host name. It will be confusing, which is beyond the scope of our discussion. So that I will let you know this thing at later stages while coming across adding a data node and removing a data node in the cluster, which is regarded with the administrator perspective. At that time, I will discuss how to make an entry on etc host and etc host name. Now, for time being, you just make a note that this particular value should contain a local host. Okay, local host is being it is a single node. These are all the two informations that you want to record in the core site. Next file, mapred-site.xml. Here you want to specify the IP address of your job track. The IP address of your job track. Okay, the computer that you are going to designate, being everything is in a single node. I am going to assign a name node, a secondary name node, a job tracker, data node, task tracker, and all on a single computer. The single computer can be addressable by this local host. So I had mentioned local host here. Else you can assign the IP address, whatever may be. This is the port number. 8021 is the port number under which the job tracker will listen. So this is the third file that you want to configure. And fourth file, igdfs-site.xml. Here you want to specify the number of blocks in the value. Here, being it is a single node, then the value is 1. But if you don't specify anything, it will look for a minimum 3 replica. Your blocks will be replicated across 3 locations as per as the Hadoop's default standard. Whereas being you are having only a single node, here in this case, if you don't specify any value here in the value, it will look for 3 data nodes and it will result in an error. Therefore, open this HDFS-site and make a value as 1. If you want to make it as 5, then you can make it as a 5 if you have 5 data nodes. Okay. Here is the location you want to specify the number of replica. Then these are all the 5. Then the next file is masters and slave. There are 2 other files. One file by name masters. Here too you want to specify a local host. Here the master file you want to specify the IP address of your secondary name node. And another file is slaves. Under slave file you want to specify the IP address of your data node. Here too, being it is a single node, you specify local host. So these are all the entries that you need to place in the above set files. Okay, the 6 configuration files. What are all those files? First one, core-site.xml. Second one, mapred-site.xml. And third one, hdfs-site.xml. Fourth one, master. Fifth one, slave. And sixth one, hadoop-environment.sh. These are all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 files. And the last file is bash rc. The bash rc file will be present under /home/hadoop, under which you will be having .bash rc. Okay, bash run control script. Here you want to specify the Java's home path. Here you want to specify the Hadoop home path, and you want to specify the class path. The class path is nothing but the bin folder of Java and Hadoop need to be specified. So these are all the 7 configurations that you need to do. So here you want to create a temp data. Since we have a reference this temp data and core set, you have created that. And after that, what you need to do, for the first time, you need to format the name node. This is the command for formatting Hadoop name node -format. After that, if you issue start-all.x, it will successfully start the name node. So this is the way by which you need to configure. Let me make a check what happened. So it is downloading, which need another 5 to 10 minutes to finish. Let me wait until then. Okay. So let me go for clarification. So it is configuring. It is performing a mounting of all the associated file systems. Now, yes, it is successfully configured. It is prompting you a username Hadoop with the password. Okay, here you want to type the password Hadoop. HA, click on this, type the password HA DOOP. Okay, so here, then click enter. Now it will take you to a no. Yes, ask me don't upgrade. Okay, it prompts you to whether to upgrade it to 16.04. No, this is the desktop. Okay, Ubuntu desktop. Here, this is the graphical user interface mode that you found. You can browse by using this file browser. Okay, this is the home path. This is your home path. Okay, here we have not installed Hadoop. Only the first part of installing yeah, Ubuntu is over. So to make it into a command prompt, here you can find out that this is a graphical user interface. Simply type Control Alt plus T. It will take you to the command prompt. Okay, you can find out a command prompt here. And if you type PWD stands for present working directory, and it shows that you are under home/Hadoop. Okay, you can find out the present working directory will show that you are under home/Hadoop. This is your user home path. Okay, here what you need to do, the first command that we want to make a update. This is the first command that we want to perform. Sudo apt-get update. Sudo apt-get update. The password is Hadoop. This update will need minimum 5 minutes. It depends upon the network speed. By performing this update, you need a net connection. It will make a connection to the Ubuntu repository, and it will download the needed patches and packages needed for our installation. Okay, so it is a best practice to go for the, yes, good, that's over. Update is over. Next, what you need to do, you want to install Java. Before that, you can make a check whether Java is installed or not. Java space -version. It shows that Java not installed. Then the command to install Java is sudo apt-get install space open jdk-7-jdk. Okay, if you want to install JDK 1.8, then instead of 7, you want to make it with 8. That's all. Yes, it start downloading. Again, this installation need minimum maximum within 5 to 10 minutes. We are directly downloading the Java open source file. If you have already a downloaded version, you can also make use of it. So for the time being, you just follow the instruction as specified by me. We are downloading the Java, and the location where Java will be configured is under user lib JVM and Java -7 OpenJDK AMD64. This is the Java's home path. You want to specify the Java home path in two files. One is Hadoop-environment.sh and the second file is bash.rc. Okay. So for executing this command, your computer need an internet connection. Please make a note of this. For installing Java, for performing an update, for downloading Hadoop, you need an internet connection to your computer. If not, you can't do this. Else you should have already downloaded. But update command is mandatory, and that is the best practice. That for that command you need an internet connection. Okay, so downloading of Java, and it is untailing the corresponding packages. So maximum we need within 5 minutes, that's all. Yes, Java got configured. You now type the same Java space hyphen version. Now it shows the Java version 1.7. Okay, now Java got configured. Next you need to configure SSH server. The command is sudo apt -get install space open ssh-server. Yes, it is meant for passwordless authentication. I will let you know the concept behind OpenSSH server in later classes. Okay? Yes, good. Now you configured OpenSSH. We have configured Java, and we have performed an update, and we have configured OpenSSH. Next, you want to perform a keygen. SSH-keygen. It will result in generating two keys. One is id underscore rsa.pub and another one is id underscore rsa. You just look for generating a key under the following, under home under hadoop.ssh. You simply type enter, enter, enter. That's all. A key will be generated. Okay? Where the key will be generated? Under the following path. Home Hadoop SSH. You can make a check. Click this file browser, and here this is your home path. Under the home path, you are under Hadoop. Then here .ssh is a hidden file. If you first click, it won't show the file. To list the file, Control H. The Control key plus H. You want to press the key to list the hidden files. Control key plus H. If it is a command prompt, ls-al, address hidden file. So if you want to make it in a command prompt, then ls-al is the command. Here in graphical, control plus H. Please make a note of it. Then you can find the following file. Okay. Under .ssh, double click, you can find these two keys, id underscore RSA, id underscore RSA.pub. These are all the two keys that is generated. Okay, go to the prompt. Now what you need to do, you want to copy those keys. Okay, you want to copy the key. Now you have generated the key. The command is sudo scp. You want to copy the key, home slash hadoop slash dot ssh slash id underscore rsa dot pub. You want to rename, you want to copy under a name called authorized underscore keys under the same path, under home, under Hadoop, under dot ssh slash authorized ZED underscore keys. The reason behind that is, if you have a authorized underscore keys files with a key, then that particular user Hadoop will be considered as a legitimate user, and without asking password, the user will be allowed to log in into the name node, secondary name node, data node, or any node. You can make a check whether it is working fine by simply typing ssh hyphen localhost. This is the command. Without a ssh localhost, not hyphen. Yes, I want to connect. Yes, good. Now my SSH is working properly. Without asking password, I landed in the prompt. Therefore, my SSH is working properly. Okay, pwd. Now I am going to install the Hadoop. 5 processes has been over. The command to install Hadoop is wget. Up to this, what I had did. So first I had did the following thing. I had created a VM and I installed Ubuntu. Yes. Next I perform an update command. And third I had installed Java. And fourth I had configured this SSH server. And I had performed the SSH key generation. And I copied the key. Next step, I want to download Hadoop. And download and install Hadoop. This is the next step. See, the command to download and install Hadoop is, this is the command. Wget is the command. Space, you want to get the URL. Where to get the URL? Simply click this browser. To simply type here Hadoop download. Okay. Your Google Hadoop. Hadoop download. It will take you Apache Hadoop releases. Click on this Hadoop releases. Go to the mirror site. Click on the mirror site. Download the release. Click any site. Click on the first site. And go to Hadoop -1.2.1 and click this particular file. Okay, this is the file that I am in need of, 61 MB. Right click, copy link address. Please make a note, right click, copy link address. And come back to your virtual machine. Here is your virtual machine. Simply paste the URL. Right click and paste the URL. Now wget stands for webkit. Simply type enter. It will start downloading the Hadoop. Okay. Now your Hadoop got downloading. It will be downloaded as Hadoop -1.2.1.tar.json. This is a zip file that you need to untar it. Okay, within 2-3 minutes it will be downloaded. Where you are downloading? Under the following location, under home Hadoop that you are downloading. Okay, you are downloading the Hadoop under the following path. Under home, you are currently under home Hadoop. Here you will find Hadoop 1.2.1 dot tar dot gz. Okay, so you just make a check, present working directory, it will show you as under home Hadoop. If you ls means you can find the file hadoop tar.gz. Now you want to untar it. The command is tar space -xvf. Then you want to specify the tar space -xvf. X stands for extract, V stands for verbose, F stands for file, and simply enter. It will untar. Now yes, now you can find less two files. One is the tar file that we have downloaded. The untarred, once it is untarred, you have a folder Hadoop 1.2.1. This is the command mode. You can view in a graphical mode by simply click on this. Here go to home. Here you can find Hadoop 1.2.1. Double click. You can find a bin folder, a conf folder. Double click the conf folder. These are all the configuration files: core-site, Hadoop-environment, HDFS-site, MapRed, masters and slaves. These are all the files that we need to populate. Okay, step 6 has been over. What you need to do? Step 7, you want to populate the configuration files. You want to populate all the 7 configuration files. We are going to do that. Okay. So here first I am going to configure my Java's home path under Hadoop environment. I click Hadoop environment.sh, right click, open with gedit. You can find it. Export Java underscore home here. Okay. You simply go to this document that I will share you the document. The document contains the Java home path. Export Java underscore home equal to userlib, open JDK, copy and come here and simply paste, export, paste. Now it is a hashed so that it is a command. Please remove the command. Okay. So here please remove the command and the export need to be as the first character. Now you can find the export Java underscore home equal to the location where you have configured Java. This is the location where you have configured Java. Simply save. Okay. So next, what file that you need to go for? The next file is core-site.xml. Click core-site, right click, open with gedit. Now these are all the things already present. Come to the configuration tab. Go here. Yeah, these are all the 2 things. One, you want to change here it. Okay, home Ubuntu. Instead of that, you make it as a home Hadoop. So you click from this property to the property and simply right click, copy, go to your VMware, click here, simply paste between the configuration tag. You want to be careful. This file need to be placed between this configuration tag. Then you need to create a temp data under this following location. You can simply click on save. Yes. So you want to create under home Hadoop a temp data. We will create later. Core-site is over. Hadoop-environment is over. The next what we need to do? HDFS-site. Okay. So click open with gedit. Here too you have configuration. Come to the document. HDFS to copy from property to property. Here you want to specify the replication factor that we have discussed about the replication. What to ensure high availability of your data. Hadoop recommends you to go for replicating minimum 3 copies of a block, and you want to specify here. Being you are configuring only one node, then here you want to specify the value as 1. Else it will look for 3 data node and it will throw error. So copy and just to make it here. Configuration, right click, paste. Okay, save. The next file, MapRed-site.xml, right click, open with gedit, go to the configuration. Here this is the MapRed-site, it need to be specified with the following job tracker. MapRed.job tracker, here being it is a single node, you specify localhost, copy, go to the location and simply paste. Yes, say each and every time you need to make a save. Okay. So next, masters and slave file. Okay, you have Hadoop environment, core set, HDFS, MapRed. Now open masters. By default, your master will have a local host. Then your slave also will have a local host. Okay. Open with the gedit. If it is a multi-node, you want to specify. Then all the files have been over. Next, what you need to do, you want to go to the home path. Simply click home path. You want to ensure that Hadoop 1.2.1 need to be shown. Right click, create a new folder. What is the name of the folder? TMP TATA, temp data. This is the name that we have specified in our core site. So you create a folder. If you failed to create a folder, your name node won't work. Everything is okay. Now what I need to do, I want to have another thing, bash RC. Here the bash RC file will be under this home path only. We can find a bash RC file. Click. Again, if it is a hidden file, to list the file, Control H command you need to press. Right click, open with gedit. Here move to the end of the file, last file, F5, and you want to type the following three things. Hadoop home path. These are all information that you want to type in bash RC. Java home path, Hadoop home path and class path. Okay, right click, copy, go to the location, and at the end you want to paste. Export Java underscore home user lib. This is the location in your machine also. Export Hadoop underscore home slash Hadoop. This is the location where you are configured Hadoop. This is the class path. Okay, the bin folder of Java and Hadoop home. Simply save. Everything is over. After that, go to the command prompt and simply type source source space dot bash rc to facilitate what are all the updates that we made to the configuration files will be intimated. So yes, you have did all the thing. Next step for the first time, you want to format the name node. Next, after configuration, you want to format the name node to create a HDFS file system. So for that, move to the following location. Where to go for? You are currently under present working directory home Hadoop. Move to the location where you have installed Hadoop 1.2.1. You can find a bin folder here, bin slash Hadoop space name node space hyphen format. Yes, you should get a message successfully formatted. Okay, you should get a message successfully formatted. Then you want to simply type JPS. It won't start anything. JPS stands for Java process state. It is not running. Simply slash start hyphen all dot sk. It will start.
Sir, Raman sir, Sikandar here.
Yes, sir.
This kind of yeah. Can you hear me?
Sikandar, sir.
Yeah, can you
You
hear
have
me?
any doubt?
Yeah, this is
You can find all the above set. Okay, name node, secondary name node, data node, and job tracker has been configured. This is the way by which you need to configure a Hadoop single node cluster. Okay, you can stop the service by simply typing bin slash stop hyphen all dot sh. Okay, it will start all the services one by one. So this is the environment which is meant for learning purpose, not for production purpose. Okay, this environment is for learning purpose. So we will discuss in tomorrow's session how to configure a multi-node cluster. Sir, you can't able to install in parallel. Also because if you want to do this SSKH copy key, then that .sskh folder will be generated if and only if the key is generated. So certain things need to be followed in sequence, Sundar sir. So you put across a question, can we install in parallel while you are doing step by step? Okay, certain thing that we can do it. but this is not at all recommended. It may result in a conflict. So the thing that we did so far is with respect to Hadoop own context. We can get it using web URL, name node, localhost colon 50070 DFS health. Will let you know the name node listed in the web URL. You can access using this web URL. This is the end of how to make a configuration of Hadoop single node cluster. Okay, we can find live nodes on, being it is a single node live node 1, that is node dead node. We will come across these live nodes of multiple nodes. You can access the file system. This is home directory. Under home you can find the Hadoop. Under Hadoop you can find the location for your HDFS map, right? So this is the way by which you can configure the needed thing. Okay, so with this introduction we come across our conclusion of today's session. So if you have any doubt with respect to what we have discussed, what we did is we have discussed with respect to installation part of Hadoop single node cluster, starting from base